Hi friends, coming to you from the parking lot in Sprouts where I am enjoying a little bit of kombucha. This is my favorite brand, okay? And I'm a kombucha snob. I know how to make it and I make it really, really good. So I've also tried many of the different products and brands, and that one to me has the most flavor. Now it is actually Jun, so it is made with honey, so it's not technically vegan. If you're vegan, you don't do honey, that's probably not going to be the choice for you. But for me, it feels okay to consume gin. I have it about once a week, maybe not even once a week. It's kind of a treat. But anyways, I just wanted to share a little bit about parasites with you and signs and symptoms that you might be experiencing some parasite infestation in your body. Now, here's the good news and the bad news. To be aware of them, that's awesome. Okay, to be aware of them is the first step, because then you can take steps to eradicate them from your body. Now if you have pets or live with animals, interact with animals a lot, chances are good that you have parasites and that they have parasites as well. Now you might be thinking, oh, but I get them vaccinated and blah blah blah, and they have all their shots and they're on anti this medication and anti-flea and anti-tick and all the heartworm and yada yada. Well, they probably still have worms. And if they have worms, you have worms. And that's just part of the price we pay for cohabitating with little animals that we have domesticated as humans. Now, I myself have had parasites in the past. I've done a lot of traveling in Southeast Asia. Even before I traveled to Southeast Asia, I was infested with parasites. I hadn't left the country in many years, and I did a series of water fasts and enemas, and lots and lots and lots of worms came out of me, y'all. It was so gross, but it was grosser to have them in me and have them wreaking havoc on my life and my health and my mental health and my weight and my cravings and everything else. So I was really, really grateful to get those all out of me. And yeah, so I did a water fast, I did a bunch of enemas, and I even took some herbs for a while. You can buy different herbs and do different cleanses to release them from your system. The thing is, parasites have their own life cycle, of course, and you might get rid of adult ones, but they might have laid eggs, and whatever you're taking, usually like black walnut is one of the main ingredients. Some of those ingredients only kill adults, some kill the eggs and the babies as well. But y'all, as humans, even in the West, even in the United States, even in ultra sanitary countries, most people are walking around with worms in them. And I mean vegans and raw vegans too. I mean everybody. Most people do have parasites. And one of the signs I've noticed that I have parasites, when I cannot sleep on the full moon and the new moon especially. This is when parasites are most active, especially on the full moon, but y'all, also new moon. I have not been sleeping. Last night, it's almost the new moon, I couldn't sleep last night, and I was like, what's up with that? Is it this thing? Is it that thing? And lo and behold, y'all, this is gross, so skip this if you're not into gross things, but in my bowel movements today, I've noticed worms, and I'm releasing those. And again, I'm really grateful to be releasing those and that they are dead inside of me. And one of the best ways to prevent worms is to eat a clean diet, low-fat, raw, vegan. Also doing herbal cleanses seasonally or after you leave the country, or yeah, again, they're in America too. So, and again, if you have pets as well. So, to do a quarterly herbal cleanse, the cleanses I've used in the past, like I said, contain black walnut. Good ones are Humaworm, and that company also makes herbal deworming products you can give to your pets, and I will be using some of those. I've used them in the past with my dogs, and my dogs were totally fine. They did have a bit of a cleansing response at first, but again, it's better to have those things coming out than festering in your little loved critters and wreaking havoc on their health. So Humaworm is one brand. Another brand I've used and really like is Scram. It is a product by Health Force. It is very, very powerful, y'all. It works, okay? So I was living in Nova Scotia for most of last year, living as a Buddhist nun at Gampo Abbey, and I took the Scram product the very first night. How you take it, it's 1 capsule, and then the next day it's 2, and then the next day it's 3. It gradually increases you up to a full dose of 10 capsules a day. So I took 1 capsule, y'all. 1 capsule. And again, this was like eating a vegan diet, thinking, oh, I'm probably fine, whatever. Oh my God, I had a crazy cleansing response and reaction. Violent, okay? So I was vomiting and having diarrhea for about 12 to 24 hours straight. Very intense, very nauseated, and yeah, was scared. And I even wrote the company and asked them, like, is this normal? Is this okay? Am I dying? I wasn't dying. I was fine. I was just getting rid of worms. And I had 6 months prior to that been traveling in Southeast Asia. I had been eating some cooked food, some raw food in Thailand, India, Bali, Malaysia, all over, and I had been sick a couple times. I was sick on and off in India with diarrhea and digestive upset. I was really sick in Malaysia with diarrhea and digestive upset and nausea, and I attribute that to some of the food I ate at this restaurant in Chiang Mai. It was called Morning Glory. I had a meal there, and immediately that night I had diarrhea and a lot of cleansing responses, and really couldn't hold food for the next week. And I was traveling in Malaysia after that and could not hold food, and had a couple weird meals there that cooked vegan meals that didn't settle well with me. And it was several weeks of not holding food well or absorbing nutrients well, and it was a really uncomfortable, unsettling time for me. So fast forward 6 months, I did that Parasite cleanse because I was feeling like, you know, I was doing all these amazing things for my mental, emotional, and spiritual health at Gampo Abbey, and I felt my physical health deteriorating and not being so good and not being so well looked after. And so I did that Parasite cleanse, and I had that very violent reaction. Now, about 6 months later, I did the cleanse again, did not have that violent reaction. I did pass some worms, but it wasn't anything like that. So don't be afraid to take Scram. What the company said about my reaction was actually that, you know, that wasn't normal. But that, you know, I was okay, and to either like stop the cleanse or slow it down. And I slowed it down, and I was fine. And like I said, 6 months later, did it again. It was totally fine. Now, I haven't done any kind of herbal parasite cleanse in about 6 months or so, maybe even longer than that. So I think it might be time for me to do that. Now, I'm leaving for Thailand in a couple days, so I'm probably going to wait until after I get back from Thailand to do a cleanse like that, because chances are good that I will pick up even more bugs and critters while I am in Thailand eating lots and lots of raw food. So y'all, this is just a reality check. parasites are a part of life. Now, they can be very detrimental to your health. There are lots of things they could do, interfering with the absorption, assimilation, digestion of foods. They can kind of drive your cravings and make you want to eat things that are not in your best interest. They can lead to excessive weight gain, weight loss, problems with healthy weight management, as well as brain fog, mental fatigue, feeling tired, feeling sluggish, not feeling like you have the energy and the clarity and the vibrancy that are your natural birthright, y'all. We're supposed to feel awesome, okay? I want you to feel awesome, because that's part of being a human. We get these great earth suits. Let's take care of them. Let's educate ourselves about parasites and understand that they are a part of our reality here, and take measures to eliminate them from our bodies as best we can, and listen to signs and signals from our bodies like insomnia on the moons, and realize that's our body signaling to us to, hey, like, yo, I'm dealing with some parasites. I could use a little extra support now. And so I'm staying on my low-fat, raw vegan diet. I'm having some extra kombucha to build up my good bacteria. And like I said, I know that after my trip in Thailand, I will be doing a herbal parasite cleanse to go ahead and release those. So this is just kind of a check-in about that. Not meant to scare you, not meant to gross you out. If you made it this far in the video, I love you. Much love to you. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe for more disgusting videos with humor and lightness coming straight from my heart to yours. And much love to you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk soon. Bye.